sort of about the differences between New York activism and Los Angeles activism. It was just another example of how warm and welcoming the animal rights community has been during the last 10 months. When I moved here with Russell, I just had a mogul and a dog, and that's pretty much it. I left my family back east, and I left most of my friends, not all. But most significantly, I left the animal rights community back there. And when I got here, I thought, oh my God, what if I'm not able to be as active in Los Angeles as I was in New York? And I would like to say very gratefully that you've kept me very, very busy. And so I'll tell a little story about New York activism because it just happened, and it shows how exciting it is to be a New York activist. And then, of course, to be an LA activist is just as exciting. But it shows what a small group of committed activists can do. Mayor Bloomberg, our mayor for many, many years, had a very, very, very strong approval rating with Republicans and with Democrats. And he handpicked his successor, a woman named Christine Quinn. And it basically looked like we're in trouble because even I was impressed with the fact of, wow, New York might have a female gay mayor. I mean, how cool would that be? Except, of course, when I called her into my office with Russell and I sat her down and I said, what is your position on the carriage horses? Because Mayor Bloomberg has been a wall. He blames the Conservancy of not allowing us to have a group of eco-friendly, green-powered, horseless carriages. That was all we were asking for, a group NI class, a small, very powerful group. Said all we're asking for is to get in there and compete with the carriage horses that are already there. We got no. I sat her down and I said, it's going to be a very important part of our endorsement. Will you say yes? Everybody was shocked and she said yes. And I thought, oh, okay, all right, we're getting somewhere. But did she say yes enthusiastically? No. Did she say yes like she had a gun to her head? Yes. And so the more that we talked to her, the more I started to realize what NICLAS and everybody else was, is this woman is not going to be a friend of ours. So what NICLAS did was very smart, and I think it was partially because they weren't allowed to choose one candidate and put their support behind them. So what they did was they came out with a very general ad campaign, and it was anybody but Quinn. And what that did was, from somebody that was basically a shoo-in, it got people to say, well, anybody but Quinn. Isn't Howard Stern running for mayor? I mean, there has to be something about this woman that's scary, because we started, making sure NICLAS had these ads everywhere. And basically what happened is people started to do their research, and not just the animal rights community, but other communities, and realized that she was not going to be the best choice for New York. But without these ads by an animal rights group, there is no doubt she would have become mayor. And so we saw her go from the #1 spot to the #2 spot, and then the more that the ads came out, she was off the grid. We were able to throw our support behind Bill de Blasio, and he has promised us that he is going to ban the carriage horses of New York City. And so I think it might be the first time in history that the animal rights movement has elected a mayor, and the mayor of, I think, the best city in the world. So that's I'm a native New Yorker, I'm going to say the best. But I came to LA, and I was like, okay. I was very excited because I was asked to speak at the celebration, because where are we living? West Hollywood, right? A lot of us. Where? What is it? The very first municipality in the country to ban the selling of fur.
Right, exactly.
Right? And many, many, many other amazing things that West Hollywood has done. But if we're concentrating in 2013, I think it's also important to say that 11 states tried to silence us with ag-gag bills, and 11 states were defeated. That's what the animal rights community can do. Not just that, but PETA and the ALDF are now countersuing that law and saying we are going to challenge you on the basis of that it is absolutely unconstitutional by our First Amendment rights to silence the whistleblowers, the activists, and the investigators. So we're need a moment to pause about, and I wrote some of them down because there's too many to mention, which is good news. But let's see, we have San Diego joining Los Angeles, Albuquerque, New Mexico, and Austin banning puppy mills. We have the National Institute of Health retiring 90% of their chips. Cosmetic testing banned in Europe. And we have vegan. The word vegan is taking over the world. Not only do we have Justin Timberlake asking everybody to come on down to Veganville and Saturday Night Live, but we have Google saying that this year, more than any other year, people are Googling the word vegan to find out what it is and how can we become part of it. And for people that had said about 1% of the population that were polled said that they were vegan last year, 2.5% are identifying as vegan this year. So our numbers are growing. Rolling Stone magazine doing an expose on factory farming. Did we ever think that we would see the day? No. Harvard largely closing its primate research center. 50 clothing retailers, national and international, refusing to buy wool that comes from animals that are cruelly mulesed, right? From the mulesing. Butterball employee receiving a groundbreaking, precedent-making felony charge of cruelty against a farm animal. Never saw that before. And two more things finally. I was fortunate enough to go to the LA premiere, and everybody that was in the room, in that theater, knew that there was a change coming. I was at Blackfish. 1.4 million people watching the first night on CNN, and what did that do? Wow. It made SeaWorld, first of all, their stocks are tanking. Almost every musical group has pulled out, including the people that you hear when you go to see these orcas performing, the music that's being played in the background. They've lost all that support almost as well. And finally, a very, very, very dear, I know, issue that everybody fought so hard in California for, bull hooks, banned in California. So 2014, we have a leg up on you, and we are not going to rest just having more comfortable cages or having bigger tanks. We will only rest until every cage is empty and every tank is drained. Thank you.